Whipping all this dope up in the trap house. We fuck all you bitches at the trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. It don't mean that be like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trap house.
What's up, your boy Shino Bentro? What's poppin'? Today we are back. I'm out here in the streets looking rough. There's no safe November, no fab November. Got me on edge, bro. I'm talking about Lil Uzi said, all my friends are dead. Like, it's like I'm at the edge right now. You know what I mean? I'm just like in a tight space. But today we are here with the preview for Boruto episode 81 for Naruto Next Generations. Yes, we have a preview. Now, mind you, we're going to have a spoiler added to this because there's information about what's supposed to take place in context as well as depth for episode 81. So I'm going to indicate when I'm getting into the spoilers outside of the preview. So I'm going to start with a brief preview, letting you guys know what is supposed to take place, you know, obviously from what you've seen in like the preview selection of the video from episode 80, and then I'm going to explain what happens in the spoilers and a little bit more context probably towards the middle part of the video. All right, so what we get from this preview is that Boruto is still unconscious. We see him going into the world with Garuga. Obviously that will be his inner conscience where he can connect and talk with his summoning. You know, we seen him having a brief conversation with his summoning, and you know, we obviously get a like tidbit of Mitsuki. So overall what we're probably gonna get is Boruto start to like, you know, dream about Mitsuki probably. And this is not actually me reading off spoilers, this is me just off a pure speculation. So I do think he's probably gonna think about Mitsuki, and he's probably gonna explain his wish because the episode is called Boruto's Wish. There is no indication that Boruto is gonna wake up at the end, at the beginning of this episode. This episode doesn't let us know that, hey, you know, Boruto was knocked out, Boruto was put to sleep. He's gonna wake up at some point or another throughout the episode. You know, I think it's more so one of those things where we're gonna see Boruto in his subconscious, and he's probably gonna wake up towards the end of the episode. Not to mention we're gonna see Boruto's wish, and I mean, by being titled Boruto's Wish, I think the whole synopsis lets you know, hey, Boruto wishes that Mitsuki comes back to the village, that Mitsuki continues to be his friend, that he can prove to Garuga that he was wrong and that Mitsuki hasn't betrayed them and Mitsuki is still their companion. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where we see Boruto probably going to realize his dream with that, and we're going to probably get tidbits of what he wants to happen in actuality. I do know a couple of other people made theories regarding Boruto's dream, one of them being Eternal Hokage, and he did however mention that Boruto may see Toneri, but I don't think that it's going to be possible, saying is Toneri has been, you know, stored away into the 1,000-year Dragon Palace. Not to mention, you know, when Toneri was on the moon, he uses astral projections to project himself into Boruto's dream to make Boruto see him, versus, you know, like him being completely sealed away and just popping up in a person's dream, you know. So I think it's one of those things where he's gonna be in a dream more so connected to Mitsuki and Garuga, because if you guys look at the ending credits and you look at the preview for the next episode, you do see Garuga appear. You do see Garuga, you know, go into the dream and stuff like that. You know, I thought it would be a dope idea that Eternal said that we will possibly see Toneri again, but then, you know, I was thinking about it and I was just like, maybe not. It just depends on the circumstances of how things take place, you know. So overall, I don't feel as though he will appear in that dream. I do feel like he will probably do that later on in the series, but as of right now, we're probably not going to get Toneri anytime soon. So that pretty much ends the preview of what we know from the glimpse of it. Like I said, Garuga has been seen in Boruto's consciousness. Boruto is having like this conversation with Garuga, and you know, that's kind of usually what it leads to, and it's not really an in-depth, you know, preview, nothing to really have you like on edge. Obviously, you know, Boruto's friends are probably worried for him still. You know, they're probably going to try to protect him, or, you know, wait till he recovers, because let's be honest, my boy Mitsuki let him have it. I say Frankie and Johnny say let him have it with no problem. Like, he literally fucking, you know, lightning snaked his ass and almost killed him. But I mean, I don't think Mitsuki had the killing intent, but more so, you know, just the power and the ability to knock Boruto out, just to say, hey, I knocked you out, now I'm gonna actually, you know, go and follow through with my intentions and my will, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really like let us know in context whether Mitsuki's intentions were to like completely obliterate Boruto or kill him. But I do think Mitsuki's intentions were just to knock Boruto out, to save him from, you know, Seikei as well as Koyoku, because, you know, we know these two are a lot stronger than Boruto, as well as Sarada, as well as Shikadai, Chocho, and Inojin. These guys on a different level. You know, they're probably going to need Mitsuki's aid in order to fight. Now, let's get into these previews. Let's get into these spoilers, right? So Boruto's Wish. I talked about that. You know, I'm reading over the spoilers now because I like to have things raw. I like to have things like, you know, me being a shock with you guys. I don't want to, you know, have it where I'm just like fucking recording what I've read already, and then, you know, I've sat there and I thought about it. I want to have that raw discussion, you know, that raw information with you guys. So like, I've just looked at it. Basically Inojin becomes emotionally attached with a mysterious creature. Now, what creature is Inojin become emotionally attached in this episode? It seems as though Inojin has taken a fondness of the creatures that are similar to the Akuta within the village. Now, they portray these characters and these creatures to not be the Akuta, but they resemble Akuta, if that makes sense. So maybe these creatures were used to create the Akuta, or where is some type of failed version of the Akuta, like the Akuta that was made prior, and they probably was just thrown away due to the, you know, the scientific purpose of, you know, them being failed creations. So they was just like, you know, you guys are failed clones. I'm gonna get rid of you. But then these probably like develop some type of emotion of caring and stuff like that, because if you guys remember, we did see the one Akuta, you know, worry about his other Akuta companion who was basically getting weak, and then, you know, after Koyoku killed him, you know what I'm saying, the Akuta basically showed sympathy for it. So it was one of those things where we see Akuta actually may be beings who actually have compassion, who actually, you know, feel bad for other, you know, beings like them, and basically seeing how they're thrown away and they're treated like tools. Now, I feel like this is actually normal for Inojin. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to wonder, what do you mean normal for Inojin? I feel like Akuta and Inojin kind of go hand in hand, because if you guys know, Inojin uses the scroll beast technique, and he basically creates all these different beasts, and he creates all these different animals, you know, creates the birds, the tigers, you know, he creates a lot of different little monsters. Whatever he doodles comes to life, you know what I'm saying? This is his scroll beast technique, and it kind of resembles that to a certain degree. These are creations from a jutsu, you know, so he probably feels like, hey, why are you treating your creations like this, and you created like just trash and shit like that. It goes back into that Inojin, you know, development that we got early on in the series, when he was basically struggling to use, you know, his scroll beast technique because he couldn't find his passion for his art, and he didn't understand why, you know, Himawari's art was the art that won the contest, because he felt like his was more in detail, his was more, you know, artsy than hers. But the thing is hers was more vibrant, more emotions went to her art, versus his was just more articulated to be perfection. You know, it wasn't really supposed to be like his happiness shown and portrayed, or what he felt for the art, but more so, hey, I know everybody's gonna think this looks good, so I'm gonna draw it, versus, you know, she just drew it out of her happiness and like what she wanted to do, you know what I mean? So that's something that we're gonna see play a role within Inojin connecting with these Akuta like beings. Now, obviously, after this happens, you know, Boruto is still injured. Shikadai and them trying to take Boruto and hide him away until they can basically, you know, get him to recover. Now, mind you, in this dream that I spoke about earlier, he does encounter Garaga, and I say he possibly dreams of Mitsuki. So I will say this, he does dream of Mitsuki at some point. He basically, you know, has this dream of Mitsuki, and Mitsuki is leading him out of this labyrinth, you know, leading him out of this, like, you know, village type of setting. It's basically like a maze or something like that. Don't quote me, because like I said, these are rough translations from you know, Organic Dinosaur. This is the person that usually drops the spoilers or drops previews or drops translations. But essentially, you know, Mitsuki is basically in Boruto's dream, leading him out of the maze. And in this dream, you know, Boruto is actually having a good time with Mitsuki. It's kind of like they're back at the beginning before Mitsuki, quote unquote, betrayed the village or went rogue and tried to, you know, find his own will. So it's like Boruto is essentially looking for that happiness that he got from Mitsuki, looking for his old friend. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things where you see Boruto is just in there just because he's trying to rekindle that flame with his friend because he wants to make sure his friend is okay. And the whole objective of him being out there is to make sure Mitsuki is cool, because mind you, Mitsuki has had Boruto's back since the beginning. So in this dream, it seems like Garuga is possibly, you know, hunting down Boruto in his subconscious world, while Mitsuki is trying to lead him out and basically help him escape, while Garuga is probably trying to lead him astray and let him know you should give up this ideology, saying that everybody is your friend, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Garuga is probably trying to teach Boruto a lesson while Mitsuki is helping him. And then, you know, this is going to give Boruto the wills and the means to basically, you know, let Garuga know, hey, look, I don't care what you're going to say, I'm not going to give up. And that's when we're going to see that never give up factor, that determination that he's inherited from Naruto. He's going to try his hardest to get Mitsuki to come back. Now, overall in this episode, it's essentially going to be like this emotional tie-in with Mitsuki, this emotional tie-in with Garuga. This is going to be, you know, the whole guiding factor for Boruto's will to push him for determination. Now, overall, we do see Garuga appear. Now, in these spoilers, they do hint that will Mitsuki be the guiding factor to help Boruto escape the dream, or will it be something that keeps him there? We don't necessarily know in depth or in context just yet. I mean, mind you, these are rough translations. So, you know, just take it how you want to take it. Like I said, this is a preview / spoiler video, so it's like half and half. So if you guys would like to leave your personal thoughts and personal opinions about these spoilers as well as the preview, leave those in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel. If you have any video topics, like always, leave those in the comment section below. And with that being said, my name is Shino Bentrell. Stay true and stay real. Until next time, see you guys later. Bye.